just random, but and my audio still shot. I think it's my headphones. Whatever though. So it's a cheap headphones. That's what I get for wanting to get some half decent ones and then not being able to find any anyways. I don't want to overly spend regardless. And then they start that whole 6-ad sequence too, and there's a few reasons I was doing that. But now that I think about it, I'm like, the main reason that I would have blocked passively too, to make sure, is to make sure that they don't start that whole series of fucking 6-ad bitch made sequences in the consumer market again, to where everything starts breaking apart like it's nothing. Yeah, even then, because they never give enough time, even to the normal consumer that would be able to deal with the expense every couple, like, 18-month type cycle. Even if it is like 2 years plus. But I mean, they're still bound to break. I think the average was 18 to like, yeah, because that by the time they got to like that price range that I was at a comfortable number range where I was, but it's always still this type of market. It's not magical. Even when they find that magical number, they're like, oh no, I'm gonna ruin lives. So I'm just gonna go ruin lives. Peace, see ya. Now you see me lying. I already started. Boom, more gravy points. Have your dumbass even selling it sooner or later, so I'm gonna definitely be like myself. And I'm just like, no, I was selling the overall sequence. Son of a bitch, that's what it was. So I was like, cancel everything out the right way. Get enough time to cancel everything. I'm hoping to do it properly. And I'm fucked. Okay, so the average price range for headphones, like the max that I would spend at the regular consumer market and expect like a good amount of years out of it, regular wear and tear, heavy wear and tear too, was like $100 for Bluetooth, was still basically like the regular, which is technically good audio quality. By the time consumer market got like Bluetooth and whatnot, so like the other little bitch made platform companies, shit, and all the other little bitch made. See, I stuck to being edited up until I restarted, all because this fucking audio issue fixed. What does that mean? Yeah, that's really what it is. So back to the point. So they started doing like a whole propaganda type shit setup where they went around raping everyone. Like, they got some of their major pedophiles to agree with them. They're like, oh, and you agree? We can get them all to agree off of it. And everyone's like, oh, fuck. I know where this is going. I better put up my defenses. And then everyone's remedial ass defenses, even based off of what I tell them to do. Or probably because I told them the remedial rendition on accident while saying the other rendition before that. And we all thought the same thing. And then by the time I say it, we're fucked. And they're all like, oh yeah, I would doubt that I'm not grasping onto the actual rendition that we're thinking is what they're all like really like grasping onto, but realistically, bitches don't even listen to the main system of dodging pedophiles and shit and whatever, and they just end up ruining all my chances. I'm just joking. Oh man, sorry. And that's basically all your popular media and whatnot, regardless of what they try to claim it as. And the joke was me laughing and being embarrassed, not embarrassed. Them being embarrassed and me being, what's that word? Oh, son of a bitch. And me being ambushed with delayed reactions and me laughing and them being like, oh, what should we get? And I'm like, no, I said it was gonna happen, and this is how these stupid ass motherfuckers are always put everything into everything. Oh, so now you pedophiles see it. Oh. And I was just like, oh fuck, and they heard what I was thinking. They're like, oh, and you were trying to dodge calling us pedophiles for a bunch of fucking pedophile bitches that really just went around raping everyone, and they really just endgame by raping everyone as how they were raping little kids. So I mean, not as if, but how they were raping little kids. They just did it to some of our savages, got repeatedly stuck with pedophiles. That covered up for even pedophiles and other pedophiles at this point, and we all see it now. And this is like a bad dream. Like you have to be in the bad dream, have the right perspective of it. At the right perspective of it. Oh man. Oh man, but back to the point. So everyone gets sold the wrong edition, and everything's supposed to break within like 2 years. So I've said it at the very least, or I mean at the earliest, it's like an 18-month to 2 year period. 18 months to 24 months. And it's technically after that point, after they hit that exact number sequence, it was supposed to be 24 months. So like 36 months minimum. Just because they went around setting their 6-ad pedophile fucking game system again. Of violating all the 21 plus type setups that also would violate all the other shit structures in between, that would violate how people actually would would actually complete sequences, opposed to just fucking nitpicking at sequences and thinking that they can get through. Well, I mean, sometimes they could, and then a bunch of people would get thrown around into the wrong series of sequences and whatnot, opposed to like the mixed type of series of sequences that seemed the same. That was kind of the same, but they wouldn't get as tortured. And it was all due to a group of pedophiles. Technically, the mass media of pedophiles. I mean, the mass multitude of the companies within the U.S. and every country. Technically now considered technically now considered pedophiles. I mean, technically now considered remedials. Shit. Technically always were considered pedophiles, but they also do renditions in your dream states and whatnot, to where they'll even the sales pitch is, oh no, we just make a rendition based off of like all his vocal cords, thought processes, everything else, and anything like that. And that's the graphics that you see whenever you jump into his stuff too. Anyways, so I mean, we just figured might as well just encapsulate it and just get him stuck with all his fucking lies and whatnot. Oh no, don't even bother reading his disclaimer. That's all fucking lies also. So we. And then I even get them to say the next part. It's hilarious until this nightmare series of events happen. You see that whole section where I just laughed for the last few seconds? In real life, when that happened in real life a few years ago, it led to 2 to 3 years to 2 to 5 years of damage. Now your pedophiles known as Amazon and whatnot are trying to recuperate from. They thought it was a fucking joke to be siding with a bunch of pedophiles, and the pedophiles still roamed around raping everything behind their backs, that the pedophiles known as Amazon ended up getting divorced, and the main pedophile ended up pedophiling out all her fucking money to a bunch of pedophiles. And the pedophiles roam around looking at everyone like, oh, well, how else did he not grammatically put it for you fucking pedophiles to see how pedophilia fucking spread? And that's how the pedophile bitch like tries to cover up for her fucking pedophile spreading. And if I grammatically say it in any other way, I somehow am painted like a fucking remedial ass fucking piece of shit. Just because all these pedophiles went around violating all of society as a whole. Just because pedophiles were like, oh, well, you're the mass multitude of media. We saw how you switching up and using claymores back in the 1990s in a video game switched up everyone because it wasn't even broadcasted the regular way. But everyone fucking saw it. So we knew to rape everyone through you. And that's how pedophiles roamed around. Now look at all your pedophile companies throughout the world. They're doing these. That was crazy. Doing that routine even. Doing that subliminal subconscious run back through your heads. Like the most up to date. Taunting. Taunting. No wonder I don't have a camera right now. So right. Whatever. That's why I didn't want to take it to this point, but everything got plagiarized from me, and everything got totally thrown into the wrong mix. I guess this is what ends up as the result. It's crazy. I'm gonna leave that for a bit. Feel like a dick. I don't know how I raged out so hard, how they got me to rage out that hard. No wonder they did it to me. This fucking sucks.
Stay alert.
When you have to get it through your head, that's fucking that's hilarious. I wasn't gonna say that, and I thought it in my head, and I saw bitch ass hoes and fucking Eric I'm like, dude, these fucking pedophile ass bitches got mad. Probably fucking sided with pedophiles, and then I just raged out at pedophiles, and they raged out at me. Pedophiles, something like that, or some shit like that, in a dream state or another. I'm like, oh yeah, this shit ain't gonna fly. That's hilarious. Oh man, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna end up being who gets stuck with any of these pedophile tags. The pedophiles try running around them, and this is how the fucking nightmare happens for a few cycles. If they don't learn to kick out pedophiles from whatever stuff, whatever. They don't learn how to actually do what I tell them to do. Fuck, let's technically move back up. That means they tried staging something completely against me, and this is what they thought would prevent me from making it to my destination. And I'm like, you know what? Nah, go fucking die, you dumb bitch. And I'm just like, you know what? Even if I don't have my gun, I'm gonna fucking wreck your ass, ruin someone's life. But it's because I have my fucking gun, son of a bitch. And I even made that drop without even realizing it. But yeah, this is the problem. No way to go through the fucking I was there. Here I sit with my energy drink in hand, drinking it like it's nothing, and then thinking, oh yeah, there's a window right there, right? Nope. All leading right back to hell. And a straight drop back down, opposed to a straight launch straight to one of these buildings or into the rooftops where at least I don't snap or break a fucking ankle. Chances of actually grabbing that cliff edge. Oh yeah, that's why they made it look like if it were an actual cliff in real life. Well, what if there was an actual cliff in front of you? Do you think you'd be able to make it? I already said I wouldn't. You fucking are you trying to piss me off? Do you hear me? Holy crap. And there's an also savage perk for like remedial ass reality checks. This is how this shit really happened. This is my character in real life. I hope he doesn't know that I'm not really in a real like type. Oh, this is just simulation. Never mind. Your ankle snap is what they just realized. They went with the jump anyways. I'm stuck here. Staging. Or down there. Ankle snap somewhere. That's hilarious. He's like, verifying that the editing team got everything and there doesn't. That's hilarious. Yeah, sorry. There's no one stuck down there because there's no like double parkour to where I can just like jump out, latch onto that peg right. Oops, that peg right there. So yeah, that's just adding the joke. There's no like real parkour. That's clutch. That's dope. Just got another energy drink before my boost ran out. Yes, there's another one over there. And my P9. It's that simple. Drop type setup. Just drop both weapons. Started with my crazy first one, so I think. Yeah, I'm in it. Oh, that's savage. I think that was some microwaves. I can't remember exactly what it was. Instantly was. Because I would call them pedophiles all the time, just to avoid the negative. Yeah, you know what? What it is? This was set up for kid friendly until this shit when reality check happened. I was like, you know what? Companies should have already got it through their head. Whenever they mine the right data, they better fucking use it right. Whoops. They better use it at the right point and the right ways, or else you're gonna get their asses wrecked. And I mean their buttholes ripped open. Whether the guys or fucking pedophile bitches claim to be to be guys or something. Ain't no pedophile bitches around ruining people's lives all the time. Pedophiles and pedophile bitches they're the worst of the worst, man. They even make it sound like a joke through saying it. All from trying to jump to that is magic, that is timing magic. That's called. I was trying to grab onto the edge. That's the second time. Second time I've avoided dying to a bombing building just because I'm trying to grab onto the edge of something and it wouldn't let me. Now I can't even boot the building as I was trying to loot it. It's so savage to all the workers fall to the bottom magically then. We just ran out of for a bit anyways. Since 16 a while. I've been mining data this whole time. That's a lie. I'm always mining data. Just not like with a Bitcoin mining type situation. I'm just joking. I'm always mining for data. See, that's why I don't joke. There's actual mining jokes around actually being real. Even back in the days, and I was like, no, they're just not exposing the actual systems because they're all lying, and they're not paying. It's because I'm not getting paid, and it's also to avoid all the pedophiles from getting all the information. Society. That you pedophiles endorse openly and behind the scenes. Dumb pedophile bitches. Thinking you get away with anything. So many fucking times if you were fucking. I don't waste time. I don't joke around. I don't waste time. Bad jokes, at least. I don't ever deal with bad jokes. I hate bad jokes. If you're gonna joke, don't waste your fucking time with a bad joke. You're already wasting your time joking. What the fuck? What kind of shit is this? Oh, well, if I might as well joke, I might as well make the most of it. You know, pedophiles really ruin everyone and rape everyone of everything, so you're just like not even realizing that pedophiles are still roaming around pedophiling everything beyond the scenes. So I'm like, wait, didn't you pedophiles say you all signed up to stop pedophiles and caused me to block all this shit? And right, that's a good point. Might as well should have shot pedophile through that anyways. They're not gonna see it. Hopefully we don't get in trouble. As they're being arrested in my dreams, in my head, technically dream states. This is technically how most of these messages get through because they script it like a month prior, and then by the time I get it through is by exposing it like the day before, or like a few days, sometimes weeks, months. Actually, it was in a series of cycles because I'd get through like right after they would start scripting everything. I'd get through and I'd expose it. Setups like as the months would happen, even right before they would release everything, and then like I would also have like the releases right before they would release everything. Also like by the time that I actually had a way of stopping them, or not stopping them, but at least like preventing all the six-side like shit that they were around doing, and of course all the other shit that just happened, and of course all the systems of erasing whatever the hell I'm currently on, based off of other topics and based off of all the other pedophile countries. Well, actually, all these pedophile countries and all the pedophiles running them. Sorry, that was what it is. They're all considered pedophiles now because they're associated with pedophiles. They still see pedophiles, and they're still looking at everyone in the public like, oh, well, we should be. I'll find the right words for it, propaganda-wise. That's how they think and act behind the scenes to everyone, and no one really knew this, nor really acknowledged it. So this is how this shit happened. So pedophiles roamed around. And everyone's like, oh, he's just calling them something bad because he's just being an asshole or something. Rageaholic. But in reality, it's both with a purpose and for a reason. Well, fuck. Stop siding with pedophiles. And then get back to actually doing the work instead of claiming to not. Or whatever you covered it up as while you sided with pedophiles. Just because you saw a pedophile rape a bunch of underage females and you covered it up with whatever a pedophile would cover it up with, Does it mean the pedophiles and pedophiles will rule? Well, actually, that's a lot. That's how the pedophiles would use their system to cover up everything that pedophiles roamed around doing. And it's all because a bunch of pedophiles gave actually it's because pedophiles roamed around, actually. That's really the only reason why it happened. And a bunch of pedophile whores that had slept with either pedophiles of like their main pedophile factions, which you'll never really get due to the fact that the pedophiles aren't even supposed to have like names or anything of that nature. They were supposed to be like, alright, for the best propaganda systems to work and everything to technically work, how propaganda isn't even technically supposed to work, since propaganda is actually even supposed to be a counter to what the main system is, because there are a bunch of pedophiles that still don't abide by anything, but they're like, oh, well, we'll leak this to the public as the main system, but we'll use the main system ourselves and violate the public of everything else. And I'm like, oh, well, shit, now that I know what propaganda is, I guess I'm fucked for life, trying to set up my defenses and reset everything that I had set up for the last few generations and eras. And they're like, and precisely why we had you born, when we had you born, and how we had you born too, and how we brought you into this country, and everything else that you already figured out and deduced. Son of a bitch, I was gonna say deceived just to throw you and everyone else off, but whatever. Go get right. They're also like the superhero in my life for me, like against people, like both, but like go die. It's cool. I see how you really work, and I'm like, yeah, now I see how I'm fucked though, and they're still trying to figure out how my brain really works and topples everything they do. And they're all government. Then they all supposedly used to work for the government, but since a bunch of pedophiles are like privately working for the government, so it's still under heavy restraints. Due to the fact that even if they were taken out of their positions in office, pedophiles would be less than everyone else in order to kick out pedophiles, and whatever pedophile horse slept with the pedophiles, which is usually the wives of all these remedials that paid attention to pedophiles. I mean, if you don't believe it, they detail a lot of this shit out, like in different series, through different animes, different comics that I basically overrode through simpler anime. I mean, there was a comic or a graphic novel. Sorry, it was graphic novel companies that basically released a bunch of good media, kind of The Boys and whatnot. And then I would override any examples with like smaller, lesser known anime type examples. But anime is less of a hassle to find online for free, is why half these companies leak it for legal purposes, to avoid legally getting caught, and not avoid legally getting caught, but to avoid and technically to avoid pain. Just falsify it through their pedophile networks of whatever pedophiles have owned through courts and whatnot, that they're all just trying to take over behind the scenes. But they tell everyone something different. They're like, oh, but see, we're like the superheroes. We're like trying to take it over for the people and shit. But they really aren't. They're the same as pedophiles. They're pedophiles type shit. They're the exact same thing as pedophiles. Pedophiles don't even like use them to shame everyone else. Oh, you even sided with what pedophiles would side with, as they're pointing to themselves and and to like random pedophiles that they like complete. And then the pedophiles even side with other pedophiles to try to broadcast everything else while pedophiles are roaming around raping females. And it's rape regardless of what the pedophiles claim. But they use so many different pedophile networks and so many different pedophiles that are all trying to get famous off their pedophilia, that they're like, oh well, this is a lot happens in this country for money out. And what a bunch of pedophiles do with legal rights. I mean, just because you have legal rights means the pedophiles are going to claim something similar. It's not your fault nor anyone's fault, actually. You said everything was done to the most legal, so fuck your life. People never wish that you never see where fuck you live. Your brain got with like stopping any thing that pedophiles taught us to do. You were just like, oh, I'm doing this shit pedophiles taught us to do. You know what fucked. As we're like both thinking, they're trying to override what my brain does, because they already went around raping my brain like pedophiles raped it. and tried making my brain think that their brain and my brain were the same, so the pedophiles would like try to slow down my thought processes even to try to slow me down. They're like, no, it's for like creative purposes to like draw in the crowd and make them think that it's going down, going the right, going the way that it's not even the right way. But you see, we implied the right way, and that's that. Fuck, man. Yeah, we're raping you. Get it through your head. We're raping you. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And that's what other, and then the pedophiles are like doing it through their other pedophiles in order to rile up the other pedophiles, and they're just like, oh, well, yeah, I control multiple. And that's how the pedophile roams around trying to like offset his pedophile tag. What? How, bro? That close and the guy doesn't die? The fuck? Nah, that's hilarious. That's so funny. Oh, dude, I did get docked all those points last night. That's crazy. What the fuck? Oh, no way. Or I mean last match, not last night, last match. That was just last match. Dude, no tier protection or anything. That's why they're bringing it back down to those days. Man, they try to subconsciously, like, totally wreck me. That's how these pedophiles ran it. Now they're running. Now they're running the systems that you're just debating. Did they actually knock him, and then he got revived at the end due to the fact that he was just knocked and had teammates, or whatever other reasons are being sold? And that's how the pedophiles run the systems. And that's how they're like, oh, nostalgia. We're just gonna cover it up to all the other companies and get paid for our regular payments anyways, because those pedophiles won't pay us for everything else anyway. So you know what? Go die. And I'm just like, dead. Been dead. The fuck? Why are you guys even here? Hold up, I just woke up type of reality. Oh man, wrecked for life. Fuck, I forgot to watch this yesterday. That's why. That's clutch. 187. Oh, that's so savage. Oh. I can't do this. So wrecked. So done for like life. Savage. Savage it is an even then situation. That's why this happened then. That's a big situation reality. Man, I fucking hate boogers. Man. fucking gross. Forgot the pedophiles had already infected everyone. That's how COVID spread. Oh my god, I still wears that handkerchief over his fucking face. Poor life in every plagued society. All because pedophiles raped a bunch of remedial pieces of shit, and then the rest of society saw it as like, oh, let's see how else we can rape them. And then lie to them and lie to society's face. It was technically modern propaganda. Technically, modern pedophilia is technically what it's called. But you know, the pedophiles are just been covered up as modern propaganda, so you have to make sure you put in the right window of time frame to bash the pedophiles before the pedophiles get it through their six-act fucking pedophile heads that, you know, anything else is just like, that's how the pedophiles running through their heads. So it's like the normal conversation, regardless of what you thought. As long as we make a bunch of stupid ass fucking sounds that sound similar to what we were just thinking, we might just magically create the right script, right guys? Let's do it. See, it's like 1 billion plus motherfuckers screaming in your head. Even the annoying ass idiots get in there somehow. Yeah, I say vote for the team. That's how the pedophile media became modern media and whatnot. And the dramatic pause and everything for dramatic effect even, and for the epic effect and extra effect and dramatic pause even. Like, whoa, all mixed in there just to add to the mixed mash of fucking hell. Even just like rewrite it and tap into the other types of media also, shit even probably. I mean, that's even possible with just the proper editing. And any pause, in fact. Yeah, that's the whole intended purpose. I mean, hey, they're tapping into the other society would be kind of crazy and pivotal. It's too hype. That's hilarious. Oh, that is savage. I have to get this started. I usually do this. What he's gonna have is just a bunch of this rewards guys and everybody snap. So it's just like, oh, reach out. He used to be AG in here, now there's not. Unless I was thinking earlier that, but I know I probably was. I'm just mixing it up, or they probably intended this to happen. And now it's just like done on purpose. Oh, well, that's crazy. Savage. I want those radio protection cards though, so I guess I might do it. I want this waist knife legend. I want this hair. It's so much. It's so good. It's my favorite helmet too. And the backpack. Right now, so this is dope. Scorch. It even looks dope on a guy, so I think it's fresh. Technically, it should not be good. But that's good. That's good. That was crazy. just got stuck for a few seconds. It's really about fine-tuning my movements. It's because at first I'm like, alright, I can go through with this, just go one quick sequence, not get stuck. Totally wrecked for 10-15 minutes of the rest of my life. Yeah, cool. No, it doesn't happen. Half a second into even moving, it just lets you detect every issue that's happening. This is fun. Oh man, savage, hilarious, not hilarious. It is. I have a few minutes to figure this one out.